Here I am in my lovely pyjamas. I want to tell you a quick story about how this can be funny, this brain cancer. I'll give you a bit of a build-up because most of you don't know, because obviously I haven't spoken to you like I have spoken to Lauren and obviously my friends and stuff like that. The thing is, at the moment it's affecting me in a lot of ways. My eyesight's a bit fuzzy, so that's why I find it so hard to type on here, and I could never do this story on here, but I just think this is a funny story, so we'll see how it goes. My hearing's a bit blocked. I've got some other issues, like, you probably won't do it now, will it? No. Well, there we go. There, yeah, just when it wants to. Does it with both hands, does it with the leg when I'm sitting down as well, shakes. Just bits and pieces like that. I mean, there are some other few things, like the other great one is you can tell it affects my speech, I think. But so when I'm telling a story, it does get a bit annoying, probably. I don't know. You can tell me. I won't listen, but you can tell me. You can. I mean, then another one is my memory. So it's given me a bit of a short-term memory loss here and there. So there's stages in the recent past that do not exist in my brain. There's stages that are a bit jumbled, and there are stages that I do remember quite clearly, and I've got a good, long-term memory and stuff like that. It's just a bit of recent term stuff. So sometimes I've got little snags here and there which I can put places, and other places I just don't know what order they go in. But from my recovery in the hospital, it's all quite clear. I just had this short-term memory loss whereby I forget words usually and names. So I'll know a word clear as hell, but I just can't. So one of the things tonight we're going to get, which is a miracle, I've remembered the middle hospital's name. I always remember it, I know it, but I can never remember it to say it straight away. But because I did a run through this and forgot to turn on the camera. Yes, got what was it, 3 minutes in, and then realised I hadn't turned the camera on. Might have been longer actually, probably. My speech is a bit impeded. As I say, you'll probably see that at times when I start stuttering and things, and that comes quite commonly with the forgetting of words and names and stuff, all that sort of thing. I can give you a good, clear, concise story, but everything else might not be. So I apologise for that, because I suddenly realised I forgot to mention something. Other symptoms of the cancer, just to give you the full story, I suppose. There's physical signs have come out of it. My eyesight is a lot worse at the moment and a lot blurrier. So I think the blurriness is to do with it. I don't necessarily think that the eyesight loss is, but we'll have to see what happens once it's gone. Hearing's a little bit blurry. I'm unsteady on my feet. I'm not a very good walker at the moment. I can only walk short distances. I can go to the shop over the road, that's fine, but going anywhere further is a real chore. And I have fell over once trying to walk a bit farther. Partly because the floor had a great big fucking whacking hole in it, and I tripped on that and lost my first takeaway I'd had since over 3-4 months ago. First one. Dropped my burger, sprawled out everywhere. Yeah, I'm not interested in takeaways at the moment. Took it out of me. Just ripped it out of my heart. All because it's a fucking dog shit bin instead of a proper bin. Anyway, I can't use public transport like buses and warehouses. buses and tubes, well, trains. Trains is the word, yeah, that's it. It's just you know, you can see I'm confused all the time pretty much. I try to stay as steady as possible, but there's a lot of confusion going on, pulling of words out of places, and just randomly trying to remember if I've done something. Or, I've got medicines to take for stuff not completely related to all this. I had ones for diarrhea. Yeah, that was good. I don't know what purpose that served. It was nothing to do with the cancer. Yeah, I was shitting like a good one. Anyway, now I'm not. Cabs to book that don't cost me anything to get me to my chemo treatments and stuff like that. And like yesterday when they took a chunk of the word I always forget, but I've remembered, marrow out of my spine. Not spine, hip. Spine's where the chemo goes. And they have trouble with that because of my bones, unfortunately, being a lot bigger than most people's, which I've always been told. So they're too close together. And I've recently been told by these people that I have a spinal curvature as well, so that doesn't help. That's me. You learn to, as you go through life, live with me and my various weird body parts, especially the second penis that comes out somewhere around here. Anyway, let's get out of that muck and mire and talk about the whole funny one. Well, it starts off sounding gross, then it gets funny, then it gets pervy. I'm not sure if it comes down from pervy though. I don't know. We'll see what you reckon. Well, basically it works on the controlling of my brain, as I pointed out earlier, with the fantasies, creating this fantasy that I was going to hell, and it's really vast. But this one was quite simple, and just played into a little bit of one of those, and sadly didn't stick as a memory to continue as living in. Well, at the time, I'm lightly shaved at the moment, was fully bearded up. 3 months in hospital, and no shaving from them, and I had the full-on beard, white chin, one that makes me look like I'm about 758, and this is funny enough. This is my hospital pyjamas. I carry them with me. I do carry them with me. They've gone with me. They're part of my heart now. But anyway, so I'm in bed, and at the time it was well, as I say, I'm from 2nd of May to the 30th of July. So we had a little bit of a heat wave over here, which luckily I didn't feel that much, because they had good heat in there, better balance there. What are they called? Them things that make a room cold. When you find out, don't bother telling me, because I'll be fucking talking to somebody else by then. Anyway, and they the way I describe it is there's 2 shifts for the nurses. Unfortunately, not all the nurses are attractive, but the one I had that night was. That's slightly pervy, I know. Because what I'm going to try and do is just describe the basic layout of the day. So you have the day where you do all your stuff, and your doctors come in and stab you and cut your throat and do whatever they like to do while they're you know, close the curtains and molest you. That's just the boys. So anyway, they had the day shift on, and that was all good. And then they had the night shift on. Now the day shift is jam-packed. That's when they do all their work, obviously. So they have more nurses in and more doctors coming through that. And then on the night they swap over at 8 o'clock. But the earlier one gets in, depending on what time she's leaving in the morning. But you know, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 5. Sometimes I don't get there till 7. So yeah, but they swap over at 8. So they swap over at 8, and then she might go around introducing herself to you, just going, oh, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi. But she's got all your names and all that. Yes. And her name was Love, and she was probably Arabic, I'd say. But she had one of those figures, one of those classic, you know, super slim Chinese girls. So first of all, when I first saw her, I thought she was Chinese, but then I realised I saw the, you know, they've got the face covered because they're in hospital and that. But when you see this, you generally get a better idea of where they're from. So anyway, so she was chatting to me through the night. It was quite nice, because I'd seen her before and I had brief chats with her, but not really had her on this ward. And so she was, so I had to take special care of me that night, not because she wanted to rub me little man, not that he's had any action anyway, but I was running a bit of a fever that night, which I didn't know about, which was because I was completely out of it. I was like, she looks fit. That was the only thing going through my brain with her. But yeah, I was chatting with her. We was talking about family and home and stuff like that. So it was quite nice, because she was the only nurse on in this part of the ward that night. We got 4 in one room there, 4 in one room there, like 4 in one room, a single there, a single there. So, but our ward obviously has to have a lot more attention because we are the trouble ward, if you will. The ones which, if anything goes wrong, they need attention straight away. There was one other girl, and she was kind of just milling between the different rooms gradually, you know, but she was focused on this room in the ward. And it was getting late. It was one of those nights I wasn't going to sleep properly. I knew it. And we got to about 2 in the morning, and I must have fell asleep at last. But I hadn't. Well, I had, but only to act as a sort of like one of those things from Aliens where the thing burst out of it. 2 hours later, I jump up, just no will. I need to vomit. And the other girl was in the room at the time as well. And Love runs off to get these pans, you know, these paper pans, disposable ones they use. And she's saying, Colin. She's putting all her focus into me. God love her. And I'm saying, oh, I've got to go. And then I just went, just like went everywhere. She got me the bowls and I'm doing it in here, just doing it like that. And then the girl behind me, she just went, yeah, that was one of those proper vomits, wasn't it? When he you know, he went, so off I've gone, sat down, because she wouldn't let me just do anything else. She just said, you're all right, Colin, you're all right, Colin, saying my name all the time. And all I'm thinking is, God, she fucking loves me. That's how delusional. So that's done. Then I've just gone, got a shit. Oh, and then nearly went over. I'll try to correct himself and going for the door again, and nearly went over. And she's going, Colin, stop, Colin. And then she's going, I'm going to get the commode. Runs off, gets this wheelchair with a big disposable cardboard bowl in it, puts it down. Before she's even got to me, and she's running through the wall, and everyone else is up awake, wondering what's going on. There's me, pulling my trousers down in public, and then she's slammed the fucking commode down there and started trying to pull the curtains round. And I'm already on there fucking shitting. That's me. I'm like, fuck this, I don't care. I'm dropping it out, and I'm like, this is going to be a fucking mess. I don't think that bowl's deep enough. So, all done. I gets up, looks at my back end, and I went, oh my God, it's all down my leg, all over my arse. I'm just covered in it. So, yeah. I'm going to give me some tissues. I'm going to clean it up. Colin, no, stop it. You know, I've got to clean this up. She goes, I'll do it. So I'm standing like that. She's wiping my fucking leg and arse and cleaning me up. And I'm like, I want this girl. It's like, Jesus. I wonder how much I'd have to pay her. But anyway, yeah, so she's done all that. Cleaned me up like a good one. Didn't get any on my clothes, thankfully. I was quick enough in getting them down. You know, that's one of my talents, getting my trousers down quick, just in case any girls want to know. Yeah, it's worth a try. But then, yeah, that's midnight over. Yeah. What I kind of discovered later is there was a case of like some of those viruses they get sweeping through the hospitals. It's called the norovirus, and by the symptoms of that, I think that's what I fucking got. You know, it's a quick one-off day thing. No. So anyway, so I had to lay down, and this girl is sat next to me. Now, I can't remember if it was on the bed. That's hopeful thinking, I think. Or on the chair next to the bed, but sat with me, kind of, you know, holding my arm, brushing my hair, whatever, and all that, until I fell asleep. And I woke up at some time in the morning. Well, it wasn't too early. It was probably about 6 o'clock or something like that. Nothing, you know, nothing too early, nothing too late. One of the ones I usually go back to sleep from, to be honest with you. Just wanted to pee and all this, that and the other. And she was gone. Like, yeah, typical. And I go to get up, and I move my right arm, and it stops. I thought, oh fuck me, have I been chained up? Done it again, and looked at it and went, oh, of course, put me on a drip because of loss of fluids and all that. Yeah, so I stand up, just standing like this, looking around, just trying to get some balance at the moment, because I'm just still a bit confused in that. And I thought, well, I could take the drip with me to go to piss. That's not a problem. I've done it before. And oh well. And it started. But by this time, there's an alarm going off. I'm trying to fucking escape. So I stood up. And I'm just standing looking around, and this girl come running across. Now she was a Chinese girl, the same sort of figure. And it didn't trigger me. It was a different girl, even though she was wearing different clothes. And the clothes she was wearing, I think, are quite important to the story. Not to the perv. Well, it's important to me as a perv and a storyteller. I think it's important to be in the story. She's wearing a top, which was like, I mean, kind of like this, I suppose, in a way. You know, a button-up T-shirty type thing, but with more flary arms, and there was different colour, grey, you know, very pale grey, striped shirt and what have you, tied back hair, plain black trousers, and these like trainers, black and white trainers that look like very, futuristic, like modern looking ones, the really tall ones, and you know what I mean? Probably not, but fuck you. If you don't know what trainers are, I'm sorry, but I'm English and I say my fucking words, okay? Yeah, you got it. Oh, my face looks all scabby again. Yeah, no wonder the white ladies love me. Anyway, back to this woman, so, but she had a mask on, you could see she was actually Chinese, and said that black hair tied back in a ponytail. And what I think got me the most with it, and I think it's her words that triggered it. Her words were, Colin, it's my name's May. I will be your nurse today. I don't know. And then she said, and then I just looked straight. I looked her straight in the face and just went, oh, looking at. Then started looking around the room, and I was like, hold on. Yeah, sorry. It's just that with the design of the room being this really sort of pale white room with all these like gizmos on the wall and buttons and dials and pipes coming out, and the beds all being like these futuristic things with knobs and dials on them as well. I went, I am really sorry. Don't take anything from this what it says, but when you came rushing over and said, hi, I'm May, I'm your nurse today, I said, when I saw what you was wearing as well and where I am, I said, I thought I was in a fucking Star Wars movie. I said, now that's a movie I would have liked to have stayed in. And that's the one I kicked myself out of. So yeah, so there you see. It can play with me in funny ways. And I actually really like that story. I don't know if any of you did. You probably all fucking hated it. And for that I say, you're as a cunt to me now as you have ever been. Because everyone's a cunt to me. It's just me. Don't worry. It means I like you.